Well, this is a hopeful sign, at least a little sign. And this is what happens when ordinary citizens and law enforcement officials can actually work together for the greater good. This kind of news is quite encouraging, even though it's just on a very small scale. But the law enforcement officers in Chicago will no longer evict residents from foreclosed properties, Sheriff Thomas Hart of Cook County announced yesterday. The department was on pace to conduct 4,700 foreclosures this year, nearly triple the number from 2 years ago, the sheriff said. Sheriff Dart said he took the measure because an increasing number of the residents being evicted were renters who might have been dutifully paying their rent and might have had absolutely no knowledge that the owner of the property was behind on the mortgage. Under a new Chicago law, renters are entitled to a 90-day grace period starting at the time a foreclosure sale is confirmed, before they can be evicted. Sometimes the first sign of trouble was the appearance of deputies at the door, and they demanded that the renters leave immediately. Imagine this. Imagine this. Opening your front door, the sheriffs are standing outside and say, you have to go. Pack up your things and leave. So this is precisely what has been happening in Chicago, and it's starting to happen in other cities as well. It started with just a couple of cases like that, but they kept coming, the sheriff said. Just in the past month, about a third of the people we were asked to evict it was under very questionable circumstances. It got to the point where enough is enough. On a recent case, deputies were called to evict residents at a foreclosed building and arrived to find 6 families who were all paying rent to the landlord. All the time we paid every month and he never said anything, said Ms. Aquino, who lived in one unit with her husband and 2 children, and Mrs. Aquino's mother and sister, for a rent of $850 a month. My husband tried to explain, but the sheriff said, we can't talk, we need to leave now. The families ended up staying, and Sheriff Dart, who has supported the legislation to protect residents in foreclosures, soon stopped the evictions. Sheriff Dart said the evictions had taken an emotional toll on his staff. It's one of the most gut-wrenching things to do, to see little children put out on the street with all their possessions. And the hard part is that the parents played by all the rules, and they're being traumatized. Nationally, only about 10% of residents in properties with subprime mortgages, the one that's most likely to go into foreclosures, are renters. But in some cities, those figures are much, much higher. Daniel Lindsay of the Home Ownership Preservation Project, run by Legal Assistance of Chicago, estimated that half of the city's foreclosures involved renters. This is a big deal in the sense that it shows the pressures local governments are under when they're forced to carry out those foreclosures and evictions. It's another example of how the foreclosure crisis is overwhelming our institutions. Homeowners and renters cannot get the relief they're entitled to under the law. Thank you, Sheriff Dart. Thank you very much. This needs to become national news on a national level, and other law enforcement agencies should do the very same thing. This is leading by example. Thank you so much.